Je suis à Paris, la ville européenne la plus belle, pour
of President Emmanuel Macron to pay an official visit to this country. I thank you all for coming to meet me, for it gives me the opportunity to share some of my government's policies and programs with those of you who are already doing business in my country and with those of you who are thinking of doing so, which I hope is many. Ghana and France have strong ties in trade, investment, civil and society cooperation, amongst others. The statistics indicate the French investments in Ghana totaled €1 billion in 2018, making Ghana the 7th biggest destination of French investments in sub-Saharan Africa. From 1992 up to December 2018, the French private sector has established 193 businesses in Ghana, with 58 being joint ventures with Ghanaians. These businesses are in many sectors of the economy, including specifically agriculture, tourism, construction, industry, and trade. Ghana is a haven of peace, security, and stability, indeed the safest country in West Africa. Legitimate investments are protected. We're a country where the principles of democratic accountability and respect for the rule of law, individual liberties, and human rights are now firmly entrenched in our body politic, and where the separation of powers is real in promoting accountable governance under the rule of law. We've resolved to build a progressive and prosperous country, and are drawing inspiration from the success stories of countries around the world. We've also decided to walk hand in hand with the private sector and the business community in this journey. This is because the new patriotic party, the party from which my government is born, is of the firm conviction that the role of the private sector in the development of our national economy is crucial. This is why, since assuming the reins of office 2.5 years ago, my government has put in place measures needed to reduce the cost of doing business and improve the business environment. Our goal is to make our economy the most business-friendly economy in Africa. We have acted to correct the fundamentals of our economy, which in recent years were in considerable disarray. The fiscal deficit, which stood at 9.3% in 2016, has been brought down to 3.9% at the end of 2018. Our actions have resulted in the rapid growth of Ghana's economy, which, according to the International Monetary Fund, this year will be the fastest growing economy in the world at a projected 8.8%. The continuing stability of the macroeconomy and our currency, the cedi, reduction in inflation from the 15.4% we inherited to 9.5% in April 2019, reduction of lending rates, and the implementation of policies such as the paperless port system, e-business registration system, and the mobile interoperability system, which are helping to formalize the Ghanaian economy, lowering the cost of doing business and cutting down excessive bureaucracy, are examples of some of the steps that have been taken to grow the Ghanaian economy. In addition to these, a number of taxes which were militating against businesses and business owners have either been abolished or reduced. The Ghanaian banking system, prior to 2017, was characterized by the existence of several weakly capitalized banks with balance sheets encumbered by a multitude of low-performing loans, pursuing bad business models with poor government practices, and largely non-existent central bank regulation. We took measures to sanitize the system, save the deposits of some 1.5 million Ghanaians, their businesses and the people they employ, and also minimize job losses in the banking sector. According to the March 2019 banking sector report of the Bank of Ghana, and I quote, An assessment of the banking sector's performance during the first 2 months of 2019 showed a well-capitalized, profitable, liquid, and stable sector with strong prospects for increased financial intermediation, unquote. Indeed, at the end of the first quarter of 2019, the banking industry performance in total assets, total deposits, and net loans and advances all saw positive growth. We have done all of this because there is a government in place in Ghana that believes in the primacy of the private sector and is working to enhance the prospects of a win-win environment for both private sector and country. An environment where companies cannot just survive, but actually thrive. Mine is a government that believes in market principles and welcomes investors who want to work to promote the same and help build our economy. And above all, the interests and welfare of our people are our paramount concerns. It is an exciting time to be in Ghana and to do business in the country. Already, global car manufacturing giants, Volkswagen of Germany, Sinotruk of China, Nissan and Toyota of Japan, and Renault of France are working to establish assembly plants in the country. Energy giant ExxonMobil of the United States of America is establishing an office and base in Ghana, and I believe it is for good reason. Google has established the first artificial intelligence center in Africa, in Ghana. And Norway's energy giant Aker Energy has, in my time as president, made discoveries of substantial offshore oil and gas deposits, which will transform Ghana into a significant player in the oil and gas industry. I would urge the business community in France to take advantage of the growing business-friendly climate in the country to invest in Ghana. I'm sure you may have heard of some of my government's flagship policies: one district, one factory, one village, one dam, and the program for planting for food and jobs, which I commend to you as I do areas in water, health, housing, road and rail infrastructure, transport, industry, manufacturing, agriculture, petroleum and gas, the exploitation of our mineral wealth of bauxite, iron ore and gold, renewable energy, and ICT growth. I assure you that your investments will be safe in fact and will be protected by law. I hope I've managed to give you a good idea about my country's potential and why in future, when you're deciding to invest in any part of the world, certainly in Africa, Ghana, a country of some 30 million people, and the gateway to a regional market of some 350 million people, should be your preferred investment destination. As I've said, we're keen on establishing a business-friendly economy to attract foreign direct investments, to exploit our country's great potential on mutually satisfactory terms. May God bless the peoples of Ghana and France. I thank you for your attention.